Well, good morning, friends. How are you this morning? Good to see you. Just thought I would drop in with a little message that's in my heart. Oh my goodness. So there's like a couple songs that just got released recently while I'm thinking of it. Woo! There's some powerful songs being released right now. How many of you heard, I don't even know the title of it, but Running with the Angels? Woo! If you haven't heard it, you better go find it. Just type it in Google and go enjoy it. Sons on Sunday. Sons of Sunday. Yeah, a collaboration work that is on fire. Yeah, so powerful. Me and one of my friends just sat in the car and just played it over and over and over again. And I just played the drums on my little dashboard. Went to town, and it's an anthem song. It's a Take the Land song. It's a affirmation of the victory. It is the reality of living in the now, in the new covenant, power and demonstration, and you'll just be blessed. So if you haven't heard it already. And on that same note, I've been kind of just musing on communion and how what in the reality of the story of his story, history, what his intention, like from the time of the fall, the garden, his whole heart was to restore communion. His whole desire was that our eyes would be opened to the fullness of his reality and live in and with him, in awareness and in communion and in connection, under his influence. So when we think about, the beautiful season that we live in, that we're actually living in different dimensions, two different dimensions at the same time, where while we're on earth and we're still seated in heaven, we're here manifested in the earth, here living out our daily lives in this flesh as humans, and yet it says that we're seated with Christ in the heavenlies. That's now. That's not later. That's now. And so that's the mystery of the body of Christ, the mystery, the things that sometimes we have declared and we're even a part of, but we don't still fully fathom and grasp. But one of the things I think that's important to grasp, and especially to those who may be going and have gotten caught in a rut of going through the motions without the communion and connection that is vital for life. And that is, we may get into a place where man has framed our thinking that when we go on a Sunday morning and we take a cup and bread, that's communion. And it is. That is a time. But let me tell you, let me just break it down for you more simply when we're talking about a new covenant, when he would make his home in us and he would be with us. So that's what's happening now. But while we're doing that, we're also remembering what he did. He's dwelling inside of me, the victorious one. Everything done. And he's saying, don't forget that victory. Remember when I was here in my flesh, to come to man in the flesh, to restore what needed to be restored in the spirit. Don't forget that, right? Remember what took place. Remember why I came. Remember what I did. Remember who I am. Remember who you are in me. Yeah, that's the communion we experience every day. We don't wait for a Sunday morning. We don't need to wait for a wine or grape juice or whatever else you're using. And he said, do this in remembrance as often as you want. Yeah, as often as you want, as often as you'd like. Remember the victory. Count your blessings. Rehearse his faithfulness. Rehearse and remember who you are. Stand strong in the confidence and in the courage that this hour is going to demand of you. Yeah, that's a good word, my friends. And run with the angels. That's it for now. I got to run in. So have a great and glorious, love-filled and victorious day. Bye, friends.